Today, we are doing a review of the Aer Go Collection version 2. We got a sling, a backpack, a duffel, and a tote. This review is gonna be more of our initial impressions of the products. We'll give you an overview of each pack so you can see sort of what we like, what we think could be improved upon, and then eventually we'll end up doing individual, in-depth reviews on each of these products in the very near future. Also, welcome to our new studio. We're still sort of like under construction, kind of figuring this thing out. So if you guys have any feedback, feel free to let us know in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, we do the best backpack reviews on the web, and we are building our own backpack, which you can follow step by step and vote on some of the key features simply by joining our email list, which you can find in the second link in the description below. All right, let's talk about the Aer Go Series 2. All of the bags in the Go series are united by one concept, and that's the fact that they're all highly compressible. See this sling? You can flatten it like a pancake, and same thing with all of these other products in the collection. You might be asking yourself, Aaron, why do I want a backpack that collapses, that can compress? Well, let me tell you. You see, a lot of backpacks are big and bulky, like this guy, right? That's all fine and dandy if you're using this backpack as your carry-on for your flight. But sometimes you don't want to carry on a backpack. Sometimes you want something that's a little bit more lightweight. And that's exactly what all these products are. Let me remove the pillow real fast, and you can see we've got a backpack, and then in your suitcase or your larger backpack, you just take this guy, you pop it in there, and look at how thin that is, right? Extremely light, easily compressible, minimalist user experience. That's exactly what these things are for. These are carrying vessels that you then employ when you've reached your final destination. And each one of these sort of fits like a different user experience. I'll run you through that as I run you through product by product in this new collection. There are a lot of similarities in all these products. The most noteworthy is the external material. This is Blue Sign 210D Cordura Crinkle Nylon. And yes, in the name it says crinkle, which is a fun word. But also it means that this sort of wrinkly look is 100% intentional. And Aaron quite likes it. It's got sort of a hip aesthetic to it. It kind of reminds me of the Bellroy Melbourne backpack. Just sort of that crinkle, like it looks cool, it looks interesting, it's got a nice texture and a nice feel to it. But most importantly, it's a material that is very malleable, very lightweight, while not sacrificing durability and still being quite water resistant. One other thing that I like about this series is oftentimes compressible bags sort of sacrifice style for the sake of functionality. And I would say that was sort of the case of the original Aer Go collection. It wasn't my favorite looking backpack, aesthetically speaking, it was okay. But I think the Aer has done a great job of really making these just look a lot sexier. The backpack in particular, the old version had like the buckle, this little foldable area right here. But I think elevating it here gives it a cleaner look, a little bit more minimalist. And you can see we have the same design language sort of on the three larger products. I just think for compressible bags, this is probably as good looking as it gets. All the bags come in three colors. You got a black, olive, and a lunar gray. Aside from the Cordura material, they also all have YKK zips. And as for the hardware, all of these magnetic buckles on all three models are made by a company called Wujin. And some of the other hardware, especially on the backpack, is all made by Duraflex, right? Oh yeah. Now let's talk about these products one by one, and you can see sort of what I like about them, what I think could be improved, and sort of the use case for each one of them. First up, the Aer Go Sling 2. He's just a little guy. 0.8 liters. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Aer Go Sling is not even a full liter in capacity, which I love because this to me is the epitome of what we refer to at Nomads Nation as a pocket reliever. You ain't gonna put a water bottle in here. You ain't filling a tablet in there. You're probably not even gonna get a notebook in there. This is really just for the things that are in your pockets that are annoying the crap out of you, right? Nobody likes like a whole bunch of crap in your pockets. That's where this goes. No real organization on the outside. We have a strap that I'm not too crazy about. It's a little too coarse for my taste. A strap like this can be a little coarse and therefore irritating on your skin. It's not gonna be painful. There's not gonna be enough gear in here to be heavy enough as to where it's like cutting into you, but for my skin, my terrible skin, I definitely get some irritation from straps like this. You can adjust the length of the strap right here with this Duraflex buckle. So then you can go into fanny mode or sling mode. No organization on the outside, but on the inside, we have 2 elastic pockets, elastic mesh. I love Aer's elastic mesh. You see how silky and expandable that is. It's just great. And then we've got a back panel right here, a larger one. That's a good spot, I think, for like maybe a passport, maybe some papers. And then a zip pocket right here. For me, that's where I put my wallet. This is a great sling for you if when you get to your new destination, you're just kind of doing the touristy thing a little bit, right? And you don't carry a lot of gear with you on a day-to-day basis. You just want a spot for your passport, headphones, Airbnb keys, maybe your phone, a backup battery, a wire, you call it a day. If that's all you need, then this is so small, it can compress perfectly into your bag. When you get to your destination, you pop it out. I'm a big fan of this. This is something that I would personally use on my travels and probably will use on my next travel. If you're thinking about buying the Aer Go Sling or just want to learn more about it, be sure to check out the first link in the description. All right, next up is the Aer Go Tote 2. 17.5 liters. It's a little bit longer of a tote than it is wider of a tote, which I personally prefer. I find totes sort of with this kind of a build more comfortable to carry. Again, the straps are a little coarse for my taste. Comfortable to carry like this, but might be a little irritating on the skin when worn like this, especially for longer periods of time. Luggage pass-through holder, pocket in the back, water bottle holders on each side. And then you got this front storage pocket. Now this front storage pocket is on the backpack, the tote, and the duffel. I like it aesthetically, it adds a nice little look to it, but also there's just sort of a quick access going on here. Because of the expansion, you can put bulkier bits of gear too. Like you got like a, you know, like one of those like umbrellas, right? They're a little bit bulky. Maybe your hat, towel for the beach, whatever it is. It's just a nifty little compartment to have. On the inside, we have a zip access so you can close it and keep your stuff safer. And then it's pretty minimalist in there. What do we got going on? 1, 2 pockets. They're sort of water bottle shaped, but they don't really have the depth for a water bottle. So definitely want to keep your water bottles on the outside. I think the tote is good for anybody who just isn't really into backpacks but needs like extra literage, right? Like the sling is not gonna be big enough for a lot of people. So if you need extra space and you're just not kind of a backpack person, you just like the look of a tote, you know, strolling through the streets of Paris, you know, with this guy, you know, it's a little bit more fashionable. This is something just that can help you carry things around town with. So I think it's actually pretty good for that. It's not as versatile as a backpack, but it's definitely the right call for the right person. If you're interested in picking up an Aer Go Tote 2 or you want to learn more about it, be sure to click the first link in the description. All right, next up is the Aer Go Pack 2, which is probably my favorite so far. I'm really into this guy. Mainly from an aesthetic perspective, like I said, most compressible backpacks just look like crap, and this one just doesn't. We have the front compartment with the Wujin magnet right here. Yet again, no additional internal organization. Good spot for those bulkier bits of items because you really got some space in there. Quick access pocket at the top. This is where my sunglasses will go. Couple water bottle holders. I think the back panel is quite interesting. We got a luggage pass-through holder, a decent amount of padding and some ventilation, like this actual fabric, but there's no cuts, right? So like if you are in Bangkok in the middle of July and you're carrying this around for 3 or 4 hours, you know, walking through the streets of Khao San Road, you are going to accumulate a lot of back sweat. But there's no real way around that when it comes to a compressible backpack, minus maybe the nomadic compressible backpack. That's actually a good solution. But aside from that, this is gonna have a decent amount of breathability. And one thing that I like about this too that they did is they attach the straps to this nylon right here, and it gives the backpack a little bit more like, I don't know, movement. Connecting it with the nylon allows to give it a lot more sort of leverage, right? So if you gotta swing your backpack around, you can do one of those a lot easier. Black Ember did something similar with their Shadow backpack, and I really liked the feel of it. It added a great functionality. Shoulder straps are pretty comfortable. I like the amount of padding in there without really adding any extra bulk or weight, right? Because the number one goal of this is compressibility. Dangle stoppers, always appreciated. And then in the main compartment, a bit more organization. We've got a laptop compartment in the back sleeve right here, large enough for a 16-inch laptop. It's not like super padded. You got a false bottom, which is good. That means like the laptop compartment stops right there. So if you drop your bag, your laptop is less likely to be destroyed. But it's also like not going to be the most ideal laptop backpack, but it's a good solution if you're trying to sort of hit all these different angles of like lightweight and compressible and still has some protection for your laptop. We've got a front pocket right here. I would think this is a good tech pocket, right? Like if you got your laptop back here, I'd put my computer charger, maybe a mouse in there. And then on this side, we have 2 pockets about yay big. They go down to about right here, so they're probably about this tall all together. And it should be noted, the backpack is 20 liters in size, which is, I think, a good size for a day pack for your travels. Because it compresses, it's not too bulky, but if you need that extra space, it definitely expands as well. Overall, I gotta admit, I'm pretty impressed with this bag. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's so cool, and I wonder how the bag was made, and I wish that I could have had a say in maybe a couple of the designs and the features. Well, you can't do that with the Aer bag, but you can do that with the backpack that we're building here at Nomads Nation. Yes, that's right. We are embarking on our own project, the Building a Backpack project, where we're documenting every step of building a backpack and launching from the ground up. So if you want a behind the scenes look at that process, as well as the ability to vote on some of the key features and the designs and all these cool things that we're gonna be doing, then you're gonna definitely wanna sign up to the email list with the second link in the description. That link will give you more information on the project as a whole, and it'll sign you up to be a part of all of our updates, feature voting, and everything in between. I hope to see you there. And if you're thinking about picking up the Aer Go Pack 2, or you just want to learn a little bit more about it, be sure to click the first link in the description. And finally, we got the Aer Go Duffel. It's a big boy. It's 35 liters. Wow. Yet again though, with these straps, I'm not crazy about them. They are quite hoarse, and it should be noted there's no shoulder duffel strap, right? So it's a duffel, but you're really only carrying it in tote mode. We got some organization on the outside, the same clip, a little bit smaller on the duffel though. Velcro pocket, one on either side. Zip pocket here, and luggage pass-through holder. And then in the main compartment, we only have one pocket. That's this guy right here. It might look like a laptop pocket, but it's not advertised as a laptop pocket. It might be somewhere you could fit a tablet in theory, but there's not really a lot of padding going on. The duffel is very, it's not gonna maintain its shape, so it's not maybe where I'd want to put a tablet or a laptop. You might want to put it inside, but with a case on it or some sort of covering. But overall, that's about it. No additional organization. It's just this one pocket, and then aside from that, it's a duffel. Duffels are versatile. They're not for everybody, but if you're the kind of person who gets a lot out of duffels, particularly if you're just not really into backpacks and you want something with a bit larger capacity, that's where I think this could work really well. There doesn't seem to be any sort of add-on for a shoulder strap, and I'm not crazy about these. Holding it in the hand is fine, but for those with more fragile skin, you might get some irritation going on. If you're interested in picking up an Aer Go Duffel 2, or you just want to learn more about it, be sure to click the first link in the description. All right, that concludes our Aer Go series initial impression / half review. Let us know what you think about this series. I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm probably gonna take a few of these on my upcoming travels, and then I'll do more thorough reviews on them, particularly with the sling and the backpack. But also, I'm gonna be honest, for being the backpack enthusiast that I am, I don't have a lot of experience with compressible backpacks and gear. Are there better compressible backpacks out there? I've tested a few, but I wanna know your thoughts. Or if you own the Aer Go 1 series, I also wanna hear your thoughts. Give me them in the comments below. Your comments help make this community and the internet as a whole a more educated place. I'm Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll see you next time.